Rondo, I finna slam dunk. Get big on you fake pumps. That pump ain't no fake pump. Bitch fell for the pump fake. Got him talking like first take. Get it right on the first take. Hit the hole in the first take.
That's why I tell younger people, like, it ain't nothing new up under the sun. All younger people think like
they brought it out.
Yo, and that we don't understand them because we ain't been through what they been through. But it's like ain't nothing new up under the sun. Right. Nowadays they like press pills. And back in the day, when nobody thinking about doing that. Right. It was just all kind of other stuff. But yeah, man, another episode of Sit Down with Slim. I got my dog Kipp in the building, man. Appreciate you coming back again. I think this is the third podcast we did. We did a solo joint. Then we did one with your son, Trey. Right. You know what I'm saying? That was a real good one, too. Everybody loved that one. They like seeing the two generations. Yeah. And then the girls our age was like, damn, he look good to be Trey dad. You know, they was going crazy over there. Yeah. But how you been, though? What's been going on?
Hey, man, been busy, man. Super busy. Yeah. Super busy.
What shoot, you just locked in a new barbershop. How did that come about?
Really, what happened was, you know, of course I was a manager of that shop for 6-7 years. And then I ended up going to Atlanta, you know, for Celebrity Barber, motivated speaker. And of course one of our partners passed away a year ago, November last year. And when he died, it kind of forced my other partner to go and run the other location, and then he already had went to school for culinary arts. So he went to school for culinary arts. He was actually gonna open up a restaurant, a food truck, and then he ended up getting the restaurant and the food truck, and I ended up coming back buying the shop. Yeah, so that's what brought.
So that's how you ran into that.
Yeah, because I actually was gone for good.
Yeah, you was in Atlanta. You said you was being a celebrity barber. What's all the celebrities that you shopped up while you was in Atlanta?
My first celebrity I cut was Silk the Shocker.
Yeah.
Master P, little brother.
I rock with Silk the Shocker.
Yeah, and then it just went up from there, man. I cut Justin Davis, Tyler Perry circuit, House of Pain. I think he was on Found. A few other movies, man. In fact, they on the set now doing some stuff. Claudine, the linebacker from Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Slew of them, man. You know, Atlanta is a celebrity-laden city anyway. So, you know, it's nothing for you to run across those people on a daily basis.
How did you like being in Atlanta, though? Like, was you rocking with the environment? Because I know, like, you grew up in Augusta, but you was in the Navy, right?
Yeah.
So, like, was you rocking with how fast-paced Atlanta was?
Man, you know, I love Atlanta, man. That's second home. I done lived in Atlanta several times. But this time when I went back, I was going back for good. And, you know, you never know how life gonna lead you as far as, you know, what God got in store for you. I didn't even see this in the picture, but, you know, it transpired like that, so I took advantage of it. And, you know, the thing about Atlanta, you know, of course, you know, I was young, 17, 18, I went to California. So, you know, California fast, period.
Yeah, everywhere in California.
Yeah, so definitely, but in the A, you know, it's always somewhere to go, always something to do. So, of course, the whole entire time I was there, I was in the A.
Yeah.
Feel me? So, yeah, that's what it was.
Man. What Atlanta looked like back in those times? That was like what, the early 2000s?
When you talking about?
When you was in Atlanta the first time when you was younger.
No, I was actually in Atlanta prior to getting locked up. I was in Atlanta after that, and when I got out, I was in Atlanta. I got out in 13, and I was there before I came back here.
Oh, okay, 13.
Yeah. So I actually touched back down in Atlanta in 2010 after being gone so long. So I was there from 10 to 14, and then I came back, you know. So
for the people that never seen the episodes, you did what, 27 years?
21.
21 years?
Yeah, 21 years.
Yeah. In the feds too. A rapper, not a rapper, but I don't know if you familiar with the YSL trial with Young Thug. Oh, okay. YSL Woody, he dropped the YSL, he just Woody now. But he said somebody told him that it's only two kind of people in the feds. It's people that told and people that wish they told.
Hey, that's like that in the state and the Fed. But I did 21 in the state.
Oh, okay.
But that's in the state and the Fed. People that told, people that wish they told. But you got solid cats, man. I happen to be one of them, and I pride myself on that. That stood tall, did my time, came home, went in like a man, and came out a man. You know. So, but you have people, man, that cooperate. In fact, I was cooperated on. You know, you know, got told on me, and you know, testified, got on the stand, pointed me out. You know, but you know, it is what it is. That come with that lifestyle, that territory. You know.
How long did it take you to get over that though? Because they also was saying in that same interview that I'm speaking of, he had did an interview. The guy interviewing him did an interview with Freeway Ricky Ross, and Freeway Ricky Ross said that his plug was actually his co-defendant, the one that's told on him, and he was real bitter about it. And he was like, I can't believe this person would introduce me to this lifestyle and change my whole life and tell on me. And he was bitter about it. And then one day he just woke up and was like, I'm not gonna be able to do this time if I keep holding on to this, because snitching is a part of the game. Why am I tripping about it?
Yeah, I saw that same segment you're talking about. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna tell you, man, in that world, you know, you have people that stand 10 toes down, and you have people that they rats.
Yeah,
there's no difference in between it.
It's hard to spot them too, ain't it?
When you get in that life, you know what you sign up for. Mm-hmm. You know what you sign up for. So everything that come with that life, whether it's robbing, whether it's snitching, whether it's setups, killings, all that stuff come with that lifestyle. You know. So with that being the case, you have to always remember of putting yourself in a position to be told on.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
taking accountability for what you got going on, basically.
Because I'm telling you something, when you wallow in pity in those type of situations, it'll stagnate your growth and development, and you'll always be back there where that happened at. You know, you just move on. But the thing about it, whoever them individuals are, every day they look in the mirror, they have to tell themselves they're a sucker.
Yeah.
You know, look in the mirror every day and say, I'm a sucker. You know, because, you know, real niggas do real things all the time, man. You know, and at the end of the day, people that partake in that with these people, sometimes thinking that their time gonna be less. I've seen cats that told and got more time. You know,
yeah.
So telling, man, you know, and then at the end of the day, you putting a whole lot of other people in harm's way, whether it's your family, your kids, you know. So you have to make your mind up, man, when you venture into that area, because there's a gray area, and you're gonna say, I'm gonna be solid, I'm gonna be thorough, or I'm gonna be a rat. Mm-hmm. And there's consequences that come with that. So that's individual have to understand. Mm. Yeah.
Did you see some solid people while you was in there though? That's one of them people that wish they told.
No, the thorough cats that I did time with, and a lot of them I still in contact with or whatever. Mm-hmm. Those people they solid all the way across the board, but they have to be in you. It can't be on you. You know.
Yeah,
that's,
for sure.
That's something that have to be in you. You know, it's not about if a cat wish he told, he'll tell.
Yeah, that's just what it is.
Wish he told, he'll tell. You know, so that's just.
We can mute that phone just for the audio. You don't mind?
That's the. My bad.
No, you good. Bro.
But yeah, if a cat say he wish he told, either he done told something or he will tell something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a question I always wanted to ask you too, because I told you and my dad got similar stories, and I asked him this before. Do you deal with people that know you from before you went in, and you're a totally different person now, and they still view you as that person that you were before you went in? How do you deal with that?
That's actually a good question. Some people from my past, you know, respect who I am today, and some people from my past, especially like when I, you know, run across them, I haven't seen them in a long time. Well, holla at me. I know it's whoop the whoop. Like, nah, bro. Man, I'm a Muslim, man.
Yeah.
And I stand on, Islam. Islam is in my heart, and that's what I do. I pray 5 times a day, if not more, but I'm obligated to pray 5 times a day. I attend Jumu'ah every Friday. Of course, I give the footballs whenever I'm delegated to do that on the rotation. I teach classes at the mosque. That life is so far behind me. I don't even think about it, But yeah, you still have people that see stuff like nice whips, nice cars, home, and they say, ain't no way you could just be doing this and like this.
Yeah.
But it is a way.
You keep a nice car though. That Escalade clean, boy.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. But I made a vow to Allah when I was inside years ago. If I stay away from my past life, I trust and believe that you would guide me in my future life. And He's done that, and I'm holding my part. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What gravitated you towards that religion?
Islam?
Uh-huh.
Well, actually, man, I come up as a youngster, because on my mom's side, I have family members that's Muslim, and I have a couple on my dad's side or whatever, uncle or whatever. But I've always been a very good student, mm-hmm. And when I was a youngster, the brother would take me to the mosque. Brother would talk to me about Islam. So I've always had it dear and near to my heart as a youngster, And then as I got older, I did intense studies, and I accepted this way of life as my life, and that's what it's been from that day to this one. Mm. Yeah.
And how old were you when you first really got into the studies?
I actually was studying when I was in my teens, but I took my Shahada. I forgot exactly how old I was when I took my Shahada. I've been a Muslim over 40 years. I understood that so many other things didn't make sense to me. Mm-hmm. And when I got incarcerated, I knew Allah was getting my undivided attention, and I ain't fight it. I had just went to Jumu'ah the Friday before I caught my case that Friday, and I caught the case that Saturday. But I had just went to service that Friday, and you can't straddle the fence. You're either gonna be you are or you not. Mm-hmm. Because all the time you may not get a chance to correct that. You may get taken off the map. You understand what I'm saying? So, I think a lot of times when people attempt to delve into whatever sector it is, whether it's Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, whatever, when you study those particular ways of life, I think that you should study to understand, not study to be seen of men, or study to say, okay, I have some knowledge or some surface knowledge. You should study if you're going to apply this into your character. It should be, when a person see you, they should see that he's different. Mm-hmm. Something is different about him. They should see that, like me, for example, I'm a Muslim. When people see me, they know that, yeah, you may see some outward appearance that say, okay, hey, you look like a street cat. But when you talk to me, when you open my mouth and speak, you're going to see that I'm different than what you thought. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So, again, back to your original question, it's more so like you have to be serious when you trying to do things to please Almighty Allah, because you only harming yourself if you playing or if you straddling the fence. I know that for a prime example of myself. You're 1 foot in and you still trying to juggle, and you're doing this and doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you pull up at the mosque, for example, and you got to take your page off, you take your pistol, put it in the glove compartment, take all the money out your pocket, then you go in, you pray, and you come out, and then you going, no, that's not the way it is. Either you gonna be this or you not.
Yeah.
Either you gonna be this or you not. So, and I understand. I knew when I got in trouble immediately. I knew Allah was giving my undivided attention. And my son's mother, I told her to bring my Quran, bring my material to the county. I went to study, and I ain't looked back since.
Man, I think y'all really missed the pages too. You just spoke about the pages. Sometimes when the guy, yeah. Sometimes y'all generation, I can tell how y'all use cell phones. I'll be like, I think he thinking that's a pager for real. Like somebody send you a text and you call them immediately, like, what you talking about? Because you did that to me before, and I was like, man, my dad do the same thing. Like if I send him a text, he'll call me and be like, yeah, what you said?
Yeah, man, them pages, man, they was different.
Yeah,
they was different, and I think I mentioned to my sons one time about. I said, man, I'm gonna grab me a pager or something. It was like a long time ago. He said, Pops. Man, nobody using pages.
Yeah.
Them pages were just so convenient, man.
Man,
you can screen who you want to see or talk to or whatever. Yeah.
But like technology done changed so much. Like, the piece of technology that was just pointless as hell to me, because I was watching a video recently, was some Palm Pilots.
Right,
you remember the Palm Pilot?
Right.
Like in the early 2000s, it was like, bro, why was we walking around with a little black book, a digital little black book? What was the point of that? Wasn't no point.
Oh, man. Yeah, times are really changed, man. The thing about it, I stayed abreast and aware of what was going on in society the entire time. Yeah, so a lot of times, man, when I came out here, I wasn't lost. A lot of people was lost.
Yeah, I tell this story all the time about how I used to live in Kentucky because my mom had just got a government job and she had to go to contracting school in Fort Knox, Kentucky. And I used to come here because I had spent like 4 or 5 years here because I'm a military brat.
Right.
So I used to get on the Greyhound for like holidays, like around this time right here, just to come see my friends because I miss my friends. It's the first time I had been around some people for a long, extended amount of time. Right. So I used to get on the Greyhound. And one time I was on the Greyhound, it was this guy. He was, I think he was mixed. And he had on, gray sweatpants, gray sweatsuit, just got out the feds.
Right.
And he had this little box, like a plexiglass box. And I had my headphones in. I wasn't paying him no attention. And he tapped me. And I was like, what's up? And he was like, what's that in your ear? And I was like, oh, they headphones. And he was like, what come out of it? I was like, music. And he was like, can I hear? And I was like, yeah. They was just some little earbuds. This was like 2009. Right. They was just some little earbuds. And I let him hear it. And he was like, that's all right there. Yeah. And then I was like, what you got right there in your lap? He was like, man, I made a little TV, man. And he had made it was a plexiglass little TV. And I was like, oh, you must just got out the feds. He was like, yeah, I just came from Bowling Green. I just got out the feds. He was like, man, everything different, man. Y'all a little weird. I ain't gonna lie. He was like, y'all just a little weird. He was like, I'm a little throwed off. Like, he was like, I don't mean no disrespect, but when I seen you, like you had on, like, I think I ain't had no colorful ass clothes on, but I probably had on like some red, black and white Jordans, right. And he was like, they ain't dressed like that like when I was growing up. And I was like, yeah, man. And like, I talk about that experience all the time because that showed me how like they'll put you in the system and they'll hide you.
Right. And
then like by the time you get out, they call it rehabilitation, but it's not really rehabilitation. Definitely. Because they don't even set you up for success or set you up to know what to do when you get out. Because me personally, I think that the prison system is probably one of the most backward systems that we have in this country.
Yeah, see, it's up to the individual when he go in to further his growth and development. Because you have people that during my time go in and don't even have a GED. They get the GED, get in college, get a degree. So if an individual go in there and play dominoes all day, play cards, shoot dice, gamble, whatever, if that's what they choose to do with their time, that's what they choose to do. But when they come out here, they in for a rude awakening. But if you go in there and dig your head in them books, whatever self-help groups you can get in, study, apply yourself, you're gonna come out here and you can go, and go far and be successful. It's up to the individual though.
Do you think you was properly sentenced?
No. Definitely no. Too harsh.
Yeah.
Way too harsh.
Especially because nowadays, if you would have got that same charge nowadays, they probably would have gave you what, like 7 years?
I don't know, man. It's when you got somebody get on that stand and testify against you, you at the court's mercy, man.
Yeah.
You at the court's mercy. Yeah,
if you could have changed anything around your court process, would you have changed anything?
Yeah, definitely.
And what's that?
I'd have got a way lesser reduced sentence.
Oh, they offered you a plea originally?
No, they never offered me a plea. I'm saying I would have gotten a plea, so I wouldn't have to do all that time or whatever. But I took the advantage of the situation and maximize my ability to become a better individual, to come out here and be an asset rather than a liability. So the time that I did, it was in God's time. And that's why I have to look at it. Allah allowed me to get out when He chose me to get out. And that's how I have to look at it, because you come out here and be in an uproar because you just did X amount of years and you mad at the world, you done missed the ball. You done missed it off the top. And you're going to forever be behind the 8 ball. Yeah.
Do you find yourself kind of trying to make up the time you lost with your kids through your grandchildren?
Yeah, Quad talked to me about that a lot. Well, actually, him and Trey. You can't really make up because time is made and it's gone. But from this point forward, you have to go forward with what you have and take advantage of that. Because people leaving this earth, man, daily. You don't know what your expiration date is. But to just focus on trying to make up for that time. And I've seen people come home and just try to make up for a long time. You can't. That time gone.
Yeah.
You'll never get it back. I don't care if you did 1 day in prison. You'll never get that day back.
I had a great conversation with my dad when I was younger, because my dad, he did 14 years in the feds. I want to say he got out when I was maybe 21 or 22, something like that. And I gotta say the PG version of what I told him, but I basically told him that man, I ain't like your other kids. Like, I'm not sitting around talking about how, oh, my life would have went this way if you didn't make these decisions. Like, your decisions definitely made a direct impact on my life, but I'm not sitting around dwelling on it. And I told him also, like, you don't have to try to rekindle this relationship with me, because the exact analogy I used was I already grew up outside in the front yard throwing a football in the air and catching it myself. Right. So we can't never go back to playing catch. But what we can do is we can build this strong relationship now between me and you with what we got. Like, yeah, it's not like everybody else relationship, but like I told him, like, all my friends I grew up with didn't grow up with their dads. Right. And you wasn't the worst one. Like, a lot of my friends' dads was users. Right. And wasn't in their life. My dad was a drug dealer, so unfortunately he had to go and sit down for a little while. But like, after me and him had that conversation, I think like he respected it so much. Like, our relationship just been so great since then. And this was probably like 12, 13 years ago we had that conversation. And he respected it, and like every time we like even interact, like he knows that like I'm not judging him for what's going on or whatever, because that's where I think kids fell at. And I don't know, I know your boys, so you probably ain't had that experience because they don't view you like that. But I got siblings that like be like on my dad, like man, if it wasn't for you, I'd be straight right now. Like you left my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But the thing is, man, you know, we've had conversations. All of my kids, we've had conversations, and sometimes conversations have to be had, you know, because you see where they at, and they'll see where you are, and the biggest thing about it is what you said, what you're gonna do about it, and you just move forward.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't change what happened in the past, but what you can do is do something about it towards the future. And that's a great thing that you and your dad got past that point, because I mean, some kids just hold that over their parent head, that their parent got locked up or whatever, but their parent probably was doing some things, well, society say may not been, you know, in accordance with their laws and rules and regulations or whatever, but to take care.
And you know, our generation are super judgmental, and we also our generation is super ignorant to the fact of the conversation about women. Like, me and my brother was just having this conversation the other day, and it's a hilarious topic. It's about like how people from our generation, they don't ever sit back and look at their mamas and be like, would you have been able to deal with that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that ain't me trying to talk about nobody mama. It's just the truth. Like, it's like, oh, you blame your parent for not being able to be in this relationship with this person, but you don't even like being around this person all the time.
Right.
Like, it don't make sense.
But I will say this about social media. Social media have a great influence on a lot of people in the world today. And someone just recently asked me if social media was around when I was younger, what do I think would be the case? Would I think the way I think now? I told him, yeah. I said, because social media do not define me. You know, it's a good tool to use in one instance, but then it could be detrimental in another instance. You know, I've always been big on being a free thinker. You know, and when I say a free thinker, use your own mind. Don't allow a group of people or another person to rent space in your head that he's not paying a dime for. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I notice a lot of copycat, a lot of following goes on in the social media world. Like,
yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah, this is not who you really are. You are being this person because this is what your friend do or whatever. Be your own person. Be your own man. Be your own woman. You know, things of that nature. But, you know, it's the way of the world now. And it moves the world at alarming rates. Yeah, but I you know, let me tell you something. I don't know if I ever told you this in one of the previous podcasts, but I had a goal that I set that I would not get on social media for 1 year.
Oh,
until
yeah.
I've been out for 1 year.
You told me the first podcast
because I came home focused.
Yeah.
So I didn't allow none of that. You know, they was telling me, well, you can promote your work on social media, haircuts and things of that nature. I said, well, I work these cards, word of mouth, and, you know, whenever that time come, you know, I move in that direction. But that wasn't something that I was.
How you feel about social media now, though? Now that you're on social media, do you feel like you fall into any of the social media traps?
No, I don't have to have it. Yeah, I don't have to have it. A lot of people say they use it for entertainment, whatever. I don't have to have it. Period. You know, I think you can be informed through social media. You can reach people that you probably haven't seen. It has its great points, but a lot of people allow social media to become their life. You know, and I would never be that person to allow social media to be my life, because it's so much more to life than just social media.
I feel like some people are incapable of even living like a good life.
Without social media.
Yeah, because they do everything for it. It's like if they take a good trip, like was you even really like involved in this trip if the whole time you was just worrying about the pictures?
Right. My point. Like, say for example, we'll say pre-social media era when I was going to California, going to the island, going all these different places. When it wasn't no social media, wasn't no taking no pictures of the trip. I mean, I get memories and things of that nature, but I was taught always have some business to yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Always have some business of your own. Everybody's business is nobody's business. Some people on social media are lurking for other obvious reasons. You know, so, hey, man.
And keep what's going on in the household in the house.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people understand too. Like, you ain't got to get on social media and bash this person, bash that person, and tell everybody everything you got going on in your life. But for some reason, they feel obligated. Like,
everything got to be put on the net. You know, like, my mother used to say, and she used the address. She said, what goes on, and she used the address, stays in this house. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, what goes on in 903 stays in 903.
Yeah, for sure.
And that stuff stick with you. Like, that ain't everybody's business.
For sure.
It's not that you think you better than the next person or whatever, but your business is your business. Everybody's business is everybody's business. Like,
but you know,
go ahead.
Our parents used to do that, but they used to walk around the house with them long cords on them phones and, girl, let me tell you about what this boy did at school today.
Now, they did do that. But let me tell you something. Like, you have a situation where we say Facebook, for example. A male and a female, they're in a relationship. Everything about their relationship, you know, and you don't even know them.
We don't know them personally at all.
Friend, but they put their whole life on Facebook.
I just had that conversation with one of my friends the other day because we was talking about women, and he was like, yeah, this girl ain't like this girl right here. And I was like, you don't even know that girl. And he was like, yes, I do. She be on Facebook and da-da-da. And I grew up with her. I was like, bro, you ain't seen her in 20 years.
Right.
You don't know nothing about this girl.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So, you know, I don't know, man. It's just, and it's not going nowhere. That's the
Yeah, I think it's going to get worse.
Yes.
It's getting worse. Yes. Social media is one of them things that's a gift and a curse. Because don't get me wrong.
I agree.
Social media keeps me in tune and it keeps me knowing with what's going on around me, but at the same time it puts certain people into these little traps and make them think that they're supposed to live their life a certain kind of way that has nothing to do with them. Like recently, Lisa Ray did an interview with this guy. I don't know what the name of the show was, but it's a homosexual guy, and he basically was like talking to her about men. They was connecting about men or whatever. And she was saying that she only dates guys that's rich because they're more so accustomed with her lifestyle and she doesn't want to inconvenience somebody else's lifestyle. She was like, I'm already eating at these expensive places and I'm already going on vacation for a month at a time. So if you can't keep up with that, I don't too much want to inconvenience your lifestyle.
Yeah,
and
I didn't see the article, but I didn't see the interview, but I read the article.
Yeah,
I saw it.
And all the women was online sharing it like, yes, this is exactly how I feel. None of them women are rich though.
Right.
Like only what, like 5% of people in this country are rich?
Right.
So why were they speaking from a rich point of view?
Right. And that's another thing. That's her ideology. That's her way of thinking. That's her thought process. That's not yours.
Yeah.
But you have adopted that. You have adopted her thought process, so you're not even using your own way of thinking.
Yeah. When in reality, I want to say a good 97% of us can afford to go eat at Rockin' Crab. Right. And that's where they want to go. They want to go to Rockin' Crab.
Right.
It's like, you really think we can't afford to go to Rockin' Crab?
That's crazy, man. You know, it's a monkey see, monkey do type situation.
Yeah.
I see you driving a nice Mercedes, but I can't afford one. But I go get in debt to try to, keep up with you. Boy, stop. Not doing that.
I had these conversations with my mom all the time too, because my mom is a middle-aged woman, and she's single.
Right.
So when she does date, she runs into all these different kind of situations that I just find highly interesting. Like, first off, my mom makes her own money and can fend for herself. So like when she does meet somebody that doesn't mind, dealing with that type of thing, it's just a whole world spin. Like, it creates all kind of other issues that I just find interesting. Like, I remember one guy had told her, like, yeah, I don't like your relationship with your kids.
What?
Yeah,
He
was
want
like,
all her time.
basically. Only one of my brothers live with her though.
Yeah, she's supposed to tuck off running when he said that.
She did.
Yeah, she's supposed to tuck off running.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a real serious situation. I don't care who you with or whatever, and you have kids from previous situations, or she may have kids from previous situation. Do not abandon them for the sake of being happy with that person. Because guess what? It's so many women in the world. It's so many men in the world. So that's not the end of the world. But you don't do that. You always make sure they are able to be included in whatever. Even in your decision making when you get in a home or whatever, you make sure you have enough space or room that if shit they ever need to come there, it's available.
Yes.
You feel where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I refuse to do anything other than that. Yeah. So that's what it is. But
Have you ever had them type of situations with a partner though that like disagree with your way of thinking? Like,
you mean a female or
Yeah.
a homeboy?
nah, a female.
Disagree with my way of thinking?
Yeah.
All the
Like
time.
y'all was in a relationship and you felt exactly how you said, and they was like, nah, I wouldn't agree with that.
Oh, what I just talked about the kids?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I won't go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't go for it. My kids are my world. And just like whomever that person may be, their kids should be their world. But no, definitely, no, I ain't had that one. No, sir. I'm going to take off running.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
How you feel about when you got out of prison? Did you feel like dating in your older age was totally different than when you was younger, or do you feel like it was just the same? Because I had this theory that like women reach their peak maturity when they're like 21, and they just stuck in that way and they just never changed.
When you say dating in my older age, you mean in
When you had got out of prison.
right?
I just mean older. I didn't mean you
Yeah,
was old.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
mean older.
You asked, did I feel like it was better or was it the same?
I'm just asking, was it different?
Yeah, it was definitely different.
What was different about it though?
Everything. Everything. Dating in my older age, I thought different.
Yeah.
I definitely thought different. And my life was different. And the things I did was much different, When I was in the streets, you know how it go, so a lot of things come with that territory,
Yeah.
When you somewhat a little more settled, your thought process is a little different, But yeah, it definitely was different. And the women was different too. Yeah. All the women want bread.
It was like that when you was younger, huh?
Man, stop. It's like what social media say, need to do, that's what they bring to you to be done. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
And then like they try to keep up with the person who ain't even living the life that they really displaying that they living. So they think they supposed to travel and do all this other stuff. And I told somebody recently, I was like, hey, you probably ain't gonna believe this, but like, you know everybody not into traveling?
Right.
Y'all just convinced yourselves that everybody is.
That don't validate you as an individual or a human being because you take quote unquote lavish trips or whatever. You know, I'm gonna use one example: cruise lines.
I hate cruises.
Everybody run the Carnival. Man, you can make payments to go to Carnival, man, and get on a cruise.
Payments as low as like $20 a month.
They don't even speak on that, but you on here like you balling. You feel me?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Who you fooling?
Because you paid $20 a month for a whole year. You put a $500 deposit down, paid $20 a month for a whole year, and you went on a cruise on New Year's.
But they think nobody knows that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Nah, we know.
Go to Royal Caribbean. You ain't paying nothing down but what they say the cruise is worth. You paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, it's stuff like that. Like, I may see a dude or a woman, you know, with they crew, they partners or whatever. And somebody in the crew might have a bag, just like the dude. Somebody might have a bag, and then there's a whole bunch of tag-alongs.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, look like you got it.
Yeah.
But why? I'm saying you fooling yourself. You're just the worst person in the world to fool.
Yeah.
You feel where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you able to touch some bread, that's a blessing. But don't live off that person's name. Oh yeah, I be with Slim all the time, man. That's my dog. Now you getting with a girl off your name and your power. You ain't put no work in. Slim gone, you back to root one. Root one. You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta be real with yourself, man.
Let's go back to entrepreneurship though, because you got the shop and you said you didn't even view that. Where did you view yourself being now if you didn't have the shop?
Well, you know, of course I would still be doing, you know, celebrity barber and motivated speaker. Mm-hmm. But my whole thing was to become a motivated speaker full time. You understand what I'm saying? Full time. So, you know, and I still do the motivated speaking or whatever, but, you know, just traveling the world. But that actually wasn't in the cards that was laid out for me, in God's eyes at that particular time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it still may be something that I'm able to delve into full time. But yeah, I definitely enjoy cutting hair, but from the business side, sometimes, you know, when the business take place, especially being an owner, sometimes you have to make changes. And when you make changes, sometimes people may not be pleased with the changes that you made. But I mean, the show got to go on. The business still got to be handled. You know.
What's the biggest thing you learned in entrepreneurship? Because I did a whole vlog about it, and I was just talking about. I really was talking about podcasting more so though, and I was just talking about all like the things that I did that I wish I could take back. Like one of them was buying too much camera gear. I brought way too much camera gear.
Well, one of the things in that industry, as far as the barbershop industry or the hair care industry, you want to have a team that's gonna be accountable. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes people can get complacent, and you don't never want a situation where a person feel like they're expendable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, you want to keep the business respectable, but you want to keep it in a sense where The people know everybody have a position and everybody have a role to play to work together as a team and get the job done.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
What would you have done anything differently though? As far as the business goes?
As far as since I've taken over,
Yeah, for sure.
a couple of things I may have done different, or I may have thought through a little longer. But you know, it's a growth process. Yeah, it's definitely a growth process, especially when you're putting a team together that you want to be with longevity.
It's called being a master barber when you own the shop, right? Or is a master barber just mastering the craft?
You have barber 2, and then you have master barber. Those are the when you take the test, or you go to school for barber 2 or master barber. One course is longer than the other, but you don't even have to be a barber to own a barber shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to be, because that's the business side of it, But
how you feeling now though? You feel like something changed since you became the owner of a shop? Because like you said, you didn't even know these was the cars that was about to be laid out for you.
When you say something changed, what are you displaying?
Like change as far as like, do you feel different about it? Like, is barbering a whole nother experience for you now?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now that you have to be an owner and a barber.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, most definitely.
Do you still cut hair?
Yeah, I still cut.
Okay.
Yeah, I still cut. I actually haven't, since I've been back, delved into building per se. I've just been trying to, gain the people that's in there, as far as bringing people to the business and making sure that they can build their clientele, whatever, But yeah, it's definitely a difference, because now your responsibility is different.
Mm-hmm.
A barber that pays booth rent as an independent contractor, 1099 independent contractor, they just responsible for their space. I'm responsible for the whole entire establishment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's some other businesses you got going on? Are you interested in being involved in?
Definitely government contracts. One of the other things that I've been doing a lot of research on is dealing with those government contracts. They have a lot going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with it or whatever, but
yeah, my mom a government contractor.
yeah, okay, yeah. So that's definitely one of the things that I've been, kind of keeping my ear and eyes open to. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this was a good podcast, man. It's always good talking to you, dog. Always.
Yeah,
did we miss anything? I ain't rushing off. I'm just. Did we miss anything?
Oh, man, did you got that information that was on your?
Yeah, I felt like I hit everything though.
Let me see.
I'm gonna edit this part out and go straight to whatever we talk about next though.
Let's see, I sent it to you. Oh, dealing with celebrity teaching. The mosque.
Oh yeah.
Turn it back on.
I talked about everything, but the teaching at the mosque. So we can talk about that. Then we can wrap up. We still good on time anyway though.
Okay.
So yeah. You're teaching at the mosque. How did that? How did you grow within that? Because you always been doing your research, of course. How did you ended up coming into the position of being a teacher though?
Well, actually, of course, when I was in prison, I was the imam. The imam is the leader of the Muslim or whatever community.
Mm-hmm.
But I was the imam for 20 years, and I did 21 years, and part of my duties was to deliver the khutbah, the speech on Fridays when we had Islamic service, and also conduct talim, which is where we study and educate, along with the other things that go with that position. But however, out here in society, in the masjid, we have a rotation of different people that deliver the talk on Friday. I'm inside the rotation, and as far as Talim, we have it set where different people give different classes on different things. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I most recently taught on was the signs of the hour, or the signs of the times, or the last days. Because I recently, last Friday, I spoke on part 2 of Signs of the Hour. And prior to that, I taught on how to approach and understand the Quran. Yeah. And that's out of a book by Jamal Zarabozo, which is an excellent read for those listeners out there that's Muslim, or maybe even non-Muslim. But I taught out of those books dealing with those particular subjects. But yeah, working and teaching in the mosque and, uplifting people, giving them guidance and giving them words of Allah and his prophet, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of things that he's informed us of through authentic hadith. I think when Allah bless you with knowledge, because it's only on loan to you. The knowledge is not your knowledge. It's knowledge that Allah's knowledge that's on a beautiful loan to you. So you have to impart that knowledge to those people. You got to share. You don't harbor the knowledge. You don't hold on to it because it don't belong to you anyway. So you share the knowledge. Yeah.
How does that make you feel when you're doing your teaching?
Well,
do you feel like that's your calling?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. It's been a long time, doing that, but I think I feel good about doing something that I know Allah is pleased with, and He's pleased with, being in the mosque is the house of Allah. So He's definitely pleased when you attend the mosque, when you offer prayer in the mosque, when you're teaching in the mosque. So I definitely feel good that I'm doing things to please Him, and hopefully with the likes that He'll be pleased with me.
What do you tell younger people that's interested in converting over to the religion? Yeah.
Well, I tell people read, become informed, study, become educated, and any questions that you have prior to taking that step, make sure you ask the questions and visit the mosque, the local masjid. We have one in Evans. We have one down on Ellis Street, and we have one on Slayton Street, right off Riceboro Road. So visit the mosque, and ask as many questions, read as many books, pamphlets as you can, and just make sure that when you get ready to take that step, that's what you want to do.
What kind of experience would they experience when they visit the mosque?
Oh, man, coming to the masjid is definitely a beautiful experience. It's a place of peace and tranquility. You'll be greeted with the Muslim brothers and sisters. You may be able to sit down and grab something to eat if that type of thing is going on. But, you have people that praying, reading, studying, teaching. And then if you come for Jumu'ah on Fridays, it's a structured situation where you come in, you listen to the person that speak, and then you pray afterwards, and then disperse. So when you're able to visit the masjid, that's definitely a beautiful thing. Yeah, matter of fact, we have Ramadan coming up soon. Ramadan is where we fast for 30 days, sun up, sun down. So a lot of people, they come and partake in the fast, and they eventually accept Islam, once they become, knowledgeable and aware, and, feel like that's the direction they want to go. Because Allah make Muslim. We only can invite, you know what I'm saying?
What does fasting do for your mental? Especially for that experience, that extended amount of time.
Yeah, well, fasting is, first of all, fasting is prescribed by Allah. That's an obligation. That's what He asks us to do. But one of the things it's a purge, it's a purification. It you know, not only if you ridding yourself of impurities, it's purging and purifying your mind as well. Because during the daylight hours, when we allowed to do the things we normally do, like have sex with your wife, eat, drink, things of that nature that you abstaining from solely for the sake of Allah, But when you're doing that, during them daylight hours, you're reading, you're praying, you're studying, So it's almost like you take a car and it needs a tune-up or it need an oil change. So when it get close to that time, it start getting close, you start getting the signs. So when it get close to Ramadan, after you done been on a straight path, so to speak, for so many months, when it get close to Ramadan is like a tune-up. It puts you back on where you might have been leaning a little bit to the left or to the right. Yeah.
So during the fast, you're not supposed to have sex during the daytime either?
No.
Oh, I didn't know
everything during the daylight hours that we are allowed to do, and I use those as an example. We're fasting from sun up to sundown, so you can approach your wife or whatever, when the sun goes down after you break your fast. But in the morning, when you start fasting early in the morning, you abstain from all those things. Yeah, and it's great blessings and rewards for doing that.
How do you prepare for fasting as far as your diet goes? Do you have to train your body to be ready? Because you don't drink water during the day neither, do you?
You don't do nothing. You don't partake in nothing. That's a good question, because a lot of people, especially new Muslim or new converts or whatever, they ask that question like, how I'm going to make it, man? Be weak or whatever. There's no preparing for the fast, because what you are doing is like a burning cessation, so to speak. But you doing this solely to please God, knowing that you're going to receive a reward for fasting, abstaining from the things that you normally are lawfully allowed to do during the daylight hours. But it's no preparing. Like if you never fasted before, and the first couple of days you may experience, hunger, may have a slight headache or whatever, but your body gonna adapt to it quick. Yeah, because you're allowing everything, like your digestive system can rest. A lot of times you might go to sleep at night, and you like, oh man, I'm restless, or I'm tossing and turning. Your digestive system still trying to process that food, that you done tuck in or whatever. So you don't have none of that. So you come out, you may lose a few pounds or whatever, but you ain't fasting for that reason.
Yeah.
You fasting solely for the sake of Allah.
What's your diet like during fasting?
In the morning when I get up, I may have some nuts or some fruit, maybe some cereal, just something light, and then I fast all day, and then at night, because your stomach muscles are gonna shrink after a few days, but I may have whatever I can, withstand as far as like when I eat at night. I might eat some vegetables, a meal, but it'd be a light meal, because as Ramadan progress, your stomach muscles will shrink, so you're not gonna be able to eat a whole bunch of food. Yeah.
Do you eat carbs while you're fasting? Like rice, any kind of breads, crackers?
Yeah, I mean, I will. You mean during the fast, or prior to fasting, and when I break the fast at night?
At night.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, rice, potatoes, crackers, whatever. Yeah. It's no, it's not no set food that you have to eat when you are able to eat.
What made you stop eating meat, like chicken and beef?
Well, when I was incarcerated, I didn't eat meat for 18 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. So when I got in the transition center, you know, my iron and stuff, you you take your physical and stuff, and doctors like, man, you've been working out all these years and you got by, you know, your iron is not deficient, but, you're not getting enough iron out of the beans and things of that nature or whatever. So, man, the very first morsel that I put in my mouth was shrimp. I threw up everywhere, like cocktail shrimp. I threw up everywhere. So that pushed me back. I wasn't touching nothing because I was like, my body's just not going to agree with it. But eventually, I was able to eat some fish, and then when I did eat chicken, it didn't taste the same, because I hadn't had chicken since the 90s, in the early 90s.
So what it tasted like? Was it nasty to you?
Yeah, it just tastes real fleshy, like.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so but,
I know what you're saying.
But eating meat, you have to be very, very, very careful because they have like ulcers and just different stuff, But I ain't trying to, to tell you because you're looking at me like,
Nah. I'm always interested in diets because I used to be on like a real strict diet when I was in like my late 20s, but I got off of it when I started podcasting.
So what was that diet?
It was more so I call it a freestyle diet.
I'm saying that's not strict.
It was strict to me.
Okay,
so every single day I woke up, I always had a smoothie, egg whites, and toast with avocado. I ate that every single day. Okay. Every single day, and then I didn't eat. I was intermittent fasting, so I didn't eat throughout the whole entire day. And then at nighttime, I would eat just one meal. And I did this probably for like a year and a half, 2 years.
So what would you eat when you eat that meal?
That one meal, it wouldn't be nothing crazy. It was chicken. I love some chicken.
You love chicken?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat some chicken or steak. It was either chicken or steak. Okay. Or I might switch it up and eat like a turkey burger. I wasn't eating like the only beef I was eating period was steak though.
So you like hibachi?
I wasn't eating rice back then. Back then, I wasn't eating no rice. I would eat like potatoes. I wasn't eating no fried foods back then.
How much water do you drink?
Now, I probably drink like half a gallon a day. Back then, I probably drank like a gallon, a little bit over a gallon. Okay. Back then.
Are you putting more water in your body than alcohol?
For sure. Yeah. Today was just a weird day because one of my childhood friends just came in town, so of course he gonna want to drink. So I done took 2 shots with him. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I got to go to Atlanta and work. I'm going to be drinking water. I promise you, I'm going to be drinking water all day while I'm working. I'm going to put on my little cute work outfit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be working. I'm going to drink water. And when they pour out the shots, I'm going to act like I'm taking a shot, and I'm not going to be taking a shot. Right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, I drink, though. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't drink. I drink. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I don't drink every day neither. And back then when I was on my health journey, I was still drinking, but not as often at all. Maybe every other weekend or something. Like my body wouldn't even allow me to drink like that because I was running like 4-5 miles a day every day.
So you gonna try to fast with me this year coming up?
I will for real. I will for real. Because man, I just want to try like different things now.
Yeah, man. Fasting is good for you, man. Definitely. Yeah. It's definitely good for you.
And especially because the other night, I don't even know why I did this the other night, but me and my homeboy went to cookout. It wasn't even that late. I think it was like 10:30. And I don't never eat no ice cream. And I had got a milkshake, and I just felt horrible all night. Like acid reflux.
You lactose?
I'm not at all. But I was having real bad acid reflux, and I had a burger with some bacon. I think that was part of the reason too. That bacon be fucking us up.
How much? I mean, you eat swine?
Yeah, I eat pork.
Okay.
I think I don't eat pork that often though. Like,
you ever tried to not eat pork?
Yeah, I didn't. My first time eating pork was when I was 10 years old. That was my first time.
Okay, so what is it about pork now that you like? Just tastes good.
Yeah.
But what about the benefits? Do the good outweigh the bad?
It depends.
What you mean?
So like if I'm working out every day and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, if I have some sausage and some eggs in the morning, the pork help me last throughout the day. It'll help me last out the day.
Yeah.
Like it'll just help me last because
So there's no other substitute that'll help you last throughout the day.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Because I used to be on turkey bacon real hard, and that turkey bacon that'll do it too. Just not like that pork because it's just something about that turkey. I'm hungry at 2 p.m. But at pork, I'm good till like 5 or 6.
That's more mental.
You think it's a mental thing?
That swine is no good for you at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little illustration of a pig.
It's a lot of protein in pork though.
Pig, you know, he got a like a hole in his leg, like it just drained, like a snake bite a pig, a poisonous snake. He just push it right out and he can't kill him. You know, in a pig.
What's the hole in the leg though? What you mean by the hole in the leg?
It's like they got a trichinosis worm. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I heard of that.
You ever read up on that?
Mm-mm.
You get a chance, read up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not trying to deter you from eating swine because I am. It's not no good for you.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, I've had people, especially when I was incarcerated. My grandmama ate pork 50 years. My granddaddy ate pork 100 years. But that don't mean that you can eat it and be all right. They built different. Them people come up in a different time.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever they stuff that they was eating, our stuff got all kinds of stuff in it now. You know, I knew a person that couldn't even eat Chinese food because the what they call it? It's a name that they have for it. MSG.
Yeah.
It'll mess them up. They got to go to the emergency room and everything.
That's the growth hormone, right?
Yeah, and that's a lot of Chinese restaurants cook with that. Of course, like New China, you can tell them you don't want, and then they won't. But I don't know, man. It's just something that you should really think about because take care of your health while you have your health. Take care of your wealth while you have your wealth. Take care of your mind while you have your mind. Because a person can lose their mind, a person can lose their wealth, a person can lose their health. So those are 3 things that you should always.
How you feel about beef?
They're in the same family. You ask me.
Yeah. You don't like the cows neither?
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
see, that's what killed me. It'd be the steak. Everything else, the steak and the chicken. Let me rephrase that. Everything else, like the pork, I ain't like. I might eat ribs like twice a year. I ain't really like that big on pork.
How old are you now? You say 34.
I'm 34.
Yeah. Make sure, man, when you turn 40, start getting your PSA, your prostate specific antigen, and now they can take it through the blood. They check your prostate.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They ain't got to stick their finger in your butt or whatever. But
I actually got the exam twice. I got it when I was 25 and 30.
Oh, you already had it. Okay. Well, yeah, you could get it done through your blood.
Yeah, I was told you're supposed to do it at 25 and 30. That's what I was told.
Yeah. Well, definitely at 40. It may have changed nowadays, but
I also know somebody that passed away from prostate cancer, and he was on 29.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
But I started getting checked at 40. I get checked every year. And that's been like almost 20 years now. But and your colon, man, make sure you get a regular colonoscopy when you turn 50 for sure. Definitely, because
they put you to sleep when they do colonoscopies, right?
Yeah, but they put you under, but all the time you don't go to sleep. Like the last couple I had, I didn't go to sleep. I was looking at the screen, but I wasn't feeling nothing. It's like local anesthesia or whatever.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But you ain't gonna
I was
feel
curious about that.
Yeah, but some people go to sleep. it's all depending on your body, like, and as much they give you. Sometimes when they send that stuff in your IV, it might burn just for a second, and you might go out. But unfortunately, like a couple times, I didn't go to sleep because I think I had, when they split some polyps, and I saw like the blood, but I wasn't like, able to be like, what I'm saying? Because you under, but you're not all the way asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that don't happen for everybody. It's just, I guess, depending on your physical makeup or whatever, or however much they give you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
You're 100% right though. We do need to, especially. I had a guy come up to us at the bar a couple of weeks ago, and it was random, just out of nowhere. And he was like, "Man, y'all young boys need to take care of y'all health, man. I'm type 2 diabetic, man. Y'all need to take care of y'all health." And he specifically was talking about me because I was limping at the time because I tore my Achilles, and sometimes I began Achilles tendonitis.
Right.
Yeah, so he was like, especially you, man. You be walking around, you think you cool with your little dreads, but the girl's not even noticing you limping because something wrong with you.
Right.
And I was like, damn.
He judging you though.
Yeah, because he talking about he didn't know I tore my Achilles. He thinking like, man, you probably a diabetic. Yeah. I got gout or I'm a diabetic or something. But I'm like, bro, I tore my Achilles, bro. That's all that's going on. And he like, you don't know, you ain't go to the doctor. I was like, bro, I went to the doctor. I'm good, bro. But yeah, man, it was good talking to you, Kipp.
Yeah, likewise, man. Always a pleasure.
We definitely gonna do it again. We got to keep this up, man. Especially got the words that you have, especially for our age group, need to be heard. And for anybody out there that's listening that wanna research and find the information on the religion, you definitely should contact him because he's definitely in tune. Yeah. Give them your information before we get off too, where they can contact you if they need that information.
Yeah. You can reach me on Facebook. It's Abdul Rashid, Abdul Rahman. And then on Instagram, you can reach me, Instagram, Rashid Celebrity Cuts.
Have you legally changed your name too? You legally changed your name yet?
No, because I have sons, so, yeah.
Oh, so you don't want to legally change it?
Yeah, I would have to put the Ibn, meaning son of, my name, so no, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Because I was curious because Lil Durk he converted recently and he legally changed his name as soon as he converted. Mm-hmm. What you feel about his case before we get off too?
That's one of them sticky situations. I wish his brother well. Definitely. One of my older Muslim brothers knows his father. His father Muslim as well.
Yes.
I just seen something the other day where they came up with some more stuff.
Yeah, they trying to tag him to like 5 different murders now.
Yeah, man. I pray Allah aid him and pull him out of those trenches of what the people trying to place over him. I pray that he do get his day in court.
A fair court case too.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that that's actually the same exact charge that Boosie went through, and Boosie was able to come through it. So
right.
A lot of people counting him out and saying like, "Oh, the feds got him. It's over with."
Right.
Like Boosie had the same situation.
They don't always mean that, because of course they snatch you up, but it still don't mean it's over because you still got preliminaries and things of that nature that still investigations that still have to take place. But I pray Allah, protect the brother and bless the brother, and I pray that the brother himself is asking Allah to aid him in this situation.
For sure.
Yeah.
See, you're the first person that I talked to about this that had some positive words that made me feel better because I'm a little Durk fan. Like I looked at my Apple replay the other day, and I think that's the 3rd person on my list I listen to the most.
Well, that's good, man. I'm gonna tell you something right quick before we go. That plague us as a people. That plague us, and what I mean is, as soon as society, I use the term society say this person, that person, this person did that, they automatically condemn them without knowing the facts.
I hate that
That
too.
is a worse way of being. You know, you don't ever because at the end of the day, Allah is the judge. We're not the one to judge. You know, but that's those things that transpire all the time when something happened, and the first thing we as a people, yeah, he did it, or yeah, he doomed, instead of thinking to go pray for the brother, or go say, let what got to take place take its course. You never think of the positive. You always think of the negative. And a negative mindset, one of the worst mindsets to ever have in life. Because when you have positive thoughts, positive actions and results follow. When you got negative thoughts, definitely negative thoughts and negative actions gonna follow. So, and I just try to always remember, man, not to be that person. Like,
I always wonder why people be happy to see black men go to prison too.
Yeah, I don't understand that, man. And I'm not saying that because I was incarcerated. I do not understand that. Like,
I seen street guys like be laughing and joking about people catching time, and I'll be like, that don't even make sense.
No, it don't, man. It do not. Like many times I've seen where somebody might just come across YouTube that they talking about in a podcast, and you hear somebody. Of course, I work in a barbershop, but you hear people, yeah, that rat. He this and he that. You don't even know them people.
Mm-hmm.
You going on what someone else said.
You know how that barber talk is, though.
I told you one time before that never ever call a person those particular names. Like, if this person's a snitch, don't call that person a snitch because he got to wear that label unless you know.
Yeah,
that
you
this
know for
person's
sure.
a snitch. Don't call this man a homosexual because he got to wear that label unless you know that he's a homosexual. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Them type things that you should refrain from doing, and people do them loosely because that's what they partner doing. That's what they homeboy doing. No, man, use your own mind. YSL, they just, got a lot of leeway in them cases. Thug came home, a couple other people got freed or whatever. But you got people way on the other side of the world, that person snitch, that person snitch. You don't know them.
They done call everybody involved in that case a snitch.
I'm saying, why are you calling these people those things when you do not know? You only going with what is put out into the media. Let the facts of the case come out.
I never even heard a situation where people take deals and people start calling them snitches.
Man, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. And this before we go. A lot of people, they publicize when they doing their time, man. Such and such told on me. Such and such did this, did that. Okay, cool. Man, if a person told on you, ratted on you, whatever, you don't have to go through your whole bid doing time advertising that person did it. Man, he know what he did. He know who he is. He got to look at himself in the mirror every day. You don't get no extra kudos because you informing the world that, hey, this dude, this way, let him live with that. He know what he did,
Mm-hmm.
But that don't mean that you got to come out here and still deal with him no more. No, you ain't got to do that. But at the same time, just following blindly. In Islam, we have what they call taqlid. That's an Arabic term for blind following. You don't never want to be a person that follow nothing blindly. Just like you do your podcast and the information that you're dealing with and the subject matter that you're dealing with. You know this stuff because you study it.
Mm-hmm.
But a person just jump up here and hook up some microphones and because he's trying to get a bag, no, that's blind following. And it's gonna come out bad.
For sure.
It's just like I can't speak on, how, other people, handle their business as far as but when I hire Bob, I interview him. It's like going on a job, I interview him. Because you want some kind of working knowledge of what you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a business, man.
What kind of things you look for when you doing these interviews with these barbers though?
Everything. I'm from the street, man. everything.
Yeah, so it's not just a corporate style interview.
Did not believe that.
You picking up on like
everything.
Yeah.
Yep. I ain't slow by a long shot.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely, man. You know, I look for everything, and some things I may speak on, some things I don't. You know, but at the end of the day, man, you know, I try to, you know, treat people right, with respect or whatever. But I'm the man, you know. Yeah.
All right. So when Ramadan start, when we fasting, I got to commit to it now.
We got a little less than 90 days, so I'm assuming, you know, not looking at the calendar, I think Ramadan will probably start around the end of February.
I'm gonna be more than ready.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know exactly what is projected, because Ramadan start at the sighting of the new moon, and you know, we on the Gregorian calendar, which is like 354 days versus the normal lunar the lunar calendar.
No drinking alcohol at all? No drinking alcohol at all?
No, you don't want to do that, man. You
Okay.
don't want to mess your fast up.
I got you.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I got 90 days no drinking. This yeah, I'm gonna like this.
No, it's not 90 days, 30 days. Fast.
30 days.
30 days.
Oh yeah. I did 30 days before.
Yeah, it's
30 days easy.
But yeah,
90 would have been fun, but 30 easy.
But the thing, and I want you to some of those times, or one of those days, or a few of those days, because at the end of the day, you know, when you break your fast, you know, if we have something going on at the mosque or whatever, you know, you should come, you know, just to, see how things go or whatever. And then at the end of the fast, we have a feast called the Eid. It lasts for 3 days, you know, where we just, you know, we celebrate, we eat, give, whatever, you know. So it's definitely a great experience. Yeah. Trey fasted last year.
Oh really?
Yeah, he fasted last year.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely doing it with you this year for real though. I wasn't just talking because we're on the podcast.
So you got to call Quad and say, man, I'm fasting with your pops this year, man.
I'm gonna call him in a minute. I'm gonna tell him he got to do it too.
Yeah,
he got to. But all right, man. Good talking to you, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I enjoyed it, man, and I appreciate you having me. And I look forward to Ramadan coming up, man. And
me too. We got to do another podcast right after Ramadan's over.
Okay. Say no more.
That's all we got, man. We out, man.
All right.